Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese snacks and treats. Today we have two snacks to try from Tokyo Treat, but before we begin, I do have to apologize. I am unfortunately still under the weather, but we are going to press on. So the first snack that we're going to try, this is the Sleigh-bell salted cheese cookie sandwich. And I'm really not entirely sure how this is going to go. Cheese has been one where it's often not been super great, but we have had a couple where it did work out. And this one I think has the potential to work out kind of like those ones did, just because it is kind of that sandwich structure. And the last time it was like a cracker sandwich. I think they were calling it a cookie sandwich, like with this. But it was buttery and it really reminded me a lot of like those Ritz cheese sandwiches. So I'm hoping that this kind of falls more in line with that as opposed to some of the others. It's going to be interesting. We are also going to try, this is the Seaweed and Sauce Christmas Crunch. So these are puffs that are, yes, there's seaweed involved, but apparently the sauce is like a vinaigrette type sauce. They're not telling me a lot, just vinegary zest. I kid you not, that is word for word. Mix of vinegary zest and a hint of nori. We're going to see how that turns out. I do kind of think the frog is still cute. I think he's very fun. So with all that in mind, let's get started. Itadakimasu! So we are going to start with our cookie. I find it interesting when they choose to actually say the full sandwich and when they choose to just do sand. It's interesting to me. So here we have it. It smells a lot of, the cheese smell is very strong on this. All right. Interesting. So there's the cheese in there, and it's not bad. The texture is really pretty nice. It's pleasant to chew, but the cookie cracker part doesn't really have much in the way of flavor at all. I'm not entirely sure why. It's not super great, and not because of the cheese, which is interesting because usually when these cheese snacks have been bad, it's been because of the cheese. So that is kind of refreshing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It's not bad, it just doesn't really have a lot of flavor. I'm getting some of the salt, but not. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't have as much flavor as I would have hoped. It's not bad, but not my favorite either. So we're going to try our seaweed and sauce Christmas crunch. I love when they open easy like that. I can smell the vinaigrette. And it's always encouraging when you can see quite a bit of the seasoning on the outside. At least I find personally. I like that. So it kind of reminds me a bit of those umaibo sticks, only, quite a bit smaller. But it's kind of that puff that's just crispy and just kind of falls apart. And the flavor on the outside is really good and strong. Got a bit of that seaweed, definitely got that vinaigrette. But it's not too vinegary. The vinaigrette isn't too strong, which is something that would be super easy to do. It's nice. It's pleasant. I like vinaigrettes, but very, very small amounts. Most of the time I see it's way too much. Um, and this isn't too much. It's really pretty good, but it has a really good flavor still. Would definitely recommend. Gochu sama. So to recap, we did our Sleigh-bell salted cheese cookie sandwich, which didn't have nearly as much flavor as I would have hoped. It's not bad, not super great. If it's there, it's, maybe give it a shot. But we also tried the seaweed and sauce Christmas crunch, which I think was quite a bit better. Texture reminded me a lot of those Umaibo sticks. Really nice, really crispy, just really easy to crunch through. The vinaigrette is not too strong, but at the same time, nice, flavorful. And of course, you've got the seaweed. Really pretty good. Definitely recommend. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny.